Hello and welcome to your daily astrology and tarot horoscope for today, October 15, 2014, which is a Wednesday. And in pure Mercury retrograde celebration, I would like to make a correction on yesterday's post. I had gotten flustered because the video didn't work, and in fact, this is my second time making this video. It's been a nightmare with this iMovie. It's really been horrible. But I was saying how yesterday was the planet of the day was Mercury, but yesterday the planet of the day was Mars. So just want to make that correction, and yeah, we'll be moving forward. So today Mercury is the planet of the day, and it's just going to show you. I mean, there's errors. These types of things crop up, and it can't prevent me from making these videos. It can't prevent you from doing your job, or you can't say, okay, honey, I'm not going to go to work today, or I'm not going to take care of the kids, or do the things that you need to do because Mercury's in retrograde. So the best way to really align with the energy of this week is, the thing that I'm called to discuss is the fact that I'm reading a book called Laura Day, and it's The Circle. Book written by Laura Day, and it's called The Circle. And there's something that you do in The Circle. The Circle is all about making one wish and attempting to manifest that wish. And you go through week and week, adding new layers to The Circle. And one of the practices of The Circle is something called a reality tell. And one really positive way to align with your Mercury energy is to fix that. Actually fictionalize a tale. Make up a tale of something that you think is positive for your wish of the week. And if we really think of what are we working for this week, what is your Wheel of Fortune? This is the signifying card of the week. If you follow these videos or watch my weekly tarot reading, you'll remember that I pulled this card, and that's the major arcana card that we're integrating right now. This is what this week is about, and it's such an auspicious card. It's in astrology, it's the part of fortune in your chart. And the part of fortune is I can't remember. It's the sun, the moon, and maybe the ascendant. Somehow calculated, like the mean of those distances calculated in one certain way creates your part of fortune. And the old timers had noticed how when planets make transits to it, the type of manifestations that would happen with that. And how I'm going to say is that your reality tell, you need to bring your reality tell to what you're working toward this week. What are you going to have your fortune in? Because what have you been working toward the last few weeks as you've been watching these videos? And I can only share mine. Mine is astrology and trying to become a professional astrologer, and how the work that I have to put in for that is I have a ton of chart readings going on. I have a ton of people that I've done other readings for that are asking questions. I've got a lot of responses to be making. I've got a lot of emails to be making. I've got a lot of catching up to do in that sort of way. And so my intent for this week is to really be working super hard at that and making sure that that's the number one priority as I go through the days. So a reality tell, though, so if I'm an astrologer, my reality tell is making up a fictional story of the possibilities of what can happen with astrology. So I happen to be, in a coffee shop on the phone talking to someone about their chart, and someone overhears me and they're like, hey, we are starting a new startup website and we need an astrologer. We want to have like an astrology blog on our site. Would you be interested in doing something with us? That's a reality tell. I was just talking about it on my lunch break, and these people overheard me, and next thing I know, I'm able to do something full-time. I'm able to get some money from it and then study it at home. Or a reality tell is, an astrologer I know is teaching a class, and they want to give a scholarship, and I applied for it, and now I got to learn all these new techniques. It's fiction. But it just shows you, when you do these reality tells, it's like these fictional fantasies that you make up, and it just keeps aligning and keeps moving your wish forward. So the card of the day for Wednesday, October 15, the Osho card. And the Osho cards are always what I consider your lunar guidance system. It's your emotional guidance system, so it's the 8 of water, and it's letting go. And the big letting go for this is this tiny drop is stuck in its small little world on the leaf, and it's about to make that wild little, like, crazy leap into integrating with everything else, into the rest of consciousness. And that's kind of where we are at all times. And just the smallest movement, and then you're integrated into that whole, and your whole world's changed. And that's what that little drop is doing on that leaf by going into that pond. And so it's a beautiful card, and it's an emotional card, and it's learning to just let go and go into that unknown and integrate with the whole, because it's a very powerful thing to be doing. It's going to be very, very good Wednesday for that emotional support. Everything is kind of a little bit easy in the next couple of days. Is the Wild Unknown card of the day that I would have pulled spontaneously here in front of you, but of course I'm recording this video again, as I've said, is the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the Wild Unknown card. If you follow my videos or watch the weekly tarot reading, is the weekly tarot reading. I give you your emotional compass for the week, and I give you a heads up to that. That's kind of like you able to anticipate. You get your signifying card. That's our goal. This is the emotional resonance of today, Wednesday, October 15, 2014. And this is the external events. So if you follow through with really working with your part of fortune, if you follow through with really embodying that letting go feeling, being emotional and getting into tuned with that, this is what's available, which is the Ten of Cups, which is an integration of, it's a water card. It's the Ten of Water in traditional decks. And as you can see, all the vibrant colors shooting to each other and making this cross-fertilization of beautiful connections, and just, it's very beautiful and gloryful. So it's a very positive card, very successful. Really, I mean, it takes all these people to integrate, to come together. This is sort of a very social, is what I feel like. You can be very social and kind. The astrology of the day, as you know, the cool things that are going on is the fact that the moon is in Cancer today, and it's the last quarter moon. So, well, first of all, the moon is in Cancer, and that's the house that it rules. So your emotions are just kind of run very naturally today. They're not kind of out of whack or off kilter in any way. Also, Venus is in Libra, the sign that it rules. So, you know, the way you attract that gentleness, that peacefulness, that law of attraction, the flower that brings the bee to it through its beauty, that really shines today. And that energy is very naturally flowing. But the astrology for today is that the moon is going to be exactly last quarter. That means the final square of this phase at 12:12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the last quarter is that final last kind of square is compelling. It's a stressful aspect. So you made your new moon intentions, you know, whatever, a few weeks ago, and now here we are in the final square of that. So whatever you did a few weeks ago, it's about 3 weeks ago now, and you made your new moon intentions, you planted those seeds, you planted what you wanted to do, those were your wishes, and you've built up through the full moon, and the full moon is where all the apex energy for all those wishes come true, everything comes to fruition, and now you're kind of resting on your structure. So if you built a good structure and you built a good foundation for what your wishes were at this last quarter moon, everything should shoot just fine. If not, you're going to get some light shine on what you're doing wrong and what you need to improve for those wishes and those intentions. Other than that, there's the moon is going to go void of course at 4:27 p.m. and it's not going to find resolution until 3:29 a.m. when it goes into Leo the next day on Thursday. So you have a void of course moon in Cancer because it's making its last square to Mercury at 4:27 p.m. So when the moon squares Mercury at 7:24 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, pay attention to any stressful communication, how you can ease out those communications, and from 4:27 on, try not to take on any new tasks. Other than that, I'd love to hear from you. How are these readings helping you? How are you aligning with the Wheel of Fortune? What is it that you'll be working on? Are you ready to embrace this letting go? Because this is the promise if you do. Did you learn to be as the hermit? Did you really find the light onto yourself? I'm hoping so, you know. I'd love to hear any feedback, anything you have. Yeah, have an excellent, excellent Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching.